Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the DCI number 780F in a US4. This is a single manual style flush bolt is what this is. Very typical sort of common item in terms of its ubiquitous nature in the commercial hardware world. A manual extension flush bolt, very typical and very common. What sets this apart is the company that stands behind it, DCI. I'm partial to DCI because I really like their fit and finish a lot. This is a US4, or more correctly called 606 finish, and that means satin brass. Really nice, attractive satin brass finish, as you can see. Fit and finish I like a lot from DCI. I like the people that stand behind it. Prompt shipping, that sort of thing, responsiveness, all that really matters. So this is the business end of the flush bolt, and it's certainly available in all the common finishes. Your chromes, your bronzes, your brasses, oil rubbed bronze as well. Being an extension flush bolt, you'll get a rod. This is a 12-inch version. That's just quarter 20, so you could order from DCI longer rods. If you had an 8-foot door, you might be looking at an 18-inch or even a 24-inch top rod, and then up from there. So that's 12-inch. You can order longer rods. Quarter 20 thread. You will also get the bolt head that obviously goes to the top of the rod. You're going to get the rod, the bolt head or the flush bolt guide that will attach to the top of your door. If it's a wood door, you'll mortise this to the top of your door. If it's a steel door, hopefully your door has been prepped for this, or your steel door may already have a guide provision incorporated into it. And if it's a wood door, this would not be the best choice for a flush bolt, but it's a very common choice. Then, of course, you have your strike, and that will go to the header or to the sill, whatever, if you're using it top or bottom. Then, almost lastly, you get all your screws for everything. Then, lastly, you'll get instructions. And there is a link below this video to the document called Template, and let's review that. Okay, here we go. So template it's a dimensional drawing of what you're dealing with in terms of this flush bolt. And let's hit on the big topics. 6 3/4 tall, that's going to be industry standard. 1 inch wide. That 12-inch is a reference from the top of the door to the center of the faceplate. So when you install the rod into the top of the bolt, and you thread that down, okay, you're going to get a 12-inch top of the door to the center sort of dimension, and your rod guide goes here. Okay. Total projection is 3/4 inch. So this will throw 3/4 inch, which is common. Okay. The balance of the dimensions there, shows you the strike dimension, 2 1/4 by 15/16 for the strike. Gives you dimensions of your rod guide, 2 inch by 1 inch. Okay. The rest is very academic in terms of what it means. If you are replacing lever style extension flush bolts in an existing door, you might have damage and you need to replace one. You're just going to want to make sure that your dimension here and here are the same. It's not uncommon to get 1 1/4 inch wide, especially in some older installations. So you want to just measure that. And if 6 3/4 by 1 matches, this is pretty good. This is certainly going to likely work real well for you. Now, what you're going to end up needing to do if you're replacing it in a wood door, same procedure, wood door, metal door. But if you're doing a new installation in a steel door, you'll certainly want to order the doors from your factory already prepped for these flush bolts. You'll send them the link to the template and say, make it for this. If it is an existing door that doesn't have a prep, you're going to want to find a shop or someone who can drill, cut, and weld. If it's a wood door and you're doing a new installation, you'll probably want to avoid this manual extension style for a wood door because it would take a couple of specialty tools to get the job done properly. You've got to route the faceplate, you've got to route for the body, you've got to drill a hole from the top of the door to this point, and that's really the hard part without the proper guide and tool. And plus also the thickness of your style, and then the core that it's glued down to, or what it's sitting on top of, are of different densities. So it's quite difficult to drill that hole through there without damaging the door. Anyway, if all of that seems, language that does not compute, move on. You want a different flush bolt from DCI. You want the corner style flush bolt. And talking about the corner style flush bolt, there is a link below this video to a document called Brochure, and that will show you this flush bolt along with its sister products. The bolt I was speaking of earlier is the 790. That can be done even with a hammer and chisel. It could be done. Of course, you'd want to do that with a router if possible for a wood door application. This is typically used on metal doors. Okay, now the rest of the product brochure is going to show automatic flush bolts by DCI, fire bolts by them. It will show you their dust-proof strikes, which are very common to go with flush bolts as well. Finally, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up the full-line product catalog and review all things DCI. They are a fairly comprehensive provider of trim and auxiliary hardware, but also what they're known for are their Panex series of exit devices and their metal, steel enclosed power supplies that get into a bit. As I had said earlier, I'm partial to DCI. It's not only because of the fit and finish, but it's that personal sort of attention that you get from them as a manufacturer. If you have any questions on the DCI, number 780F in a US4 finish, or any other DCI product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.